Hello, Year 3. This week we're going to be starting a brand new topic, and I set you an English task this morning to try and predict what our new book might be about. I think some of you might have guessed it, but our new class text to go with our topic is The Stone Age Boy. And our topic for the rest of this term, we're going to be looking at the Stone Age. I hope you enjoy the story.
Stone Age Boy by Satoshi Kitamura. Lots of animals on this first page. They look like animals we might have seen before, but some are slightly different. An amazing thing once happened to me. I was wandering in the woods when I tripped and found myself falling down, down, down. Goodness me, where has he landed? When I woke up, I was in a cold, dark place. I could see daylight in the distance, and I stumbled towards it. Outside, everything was different. I realized I was lost, completely lost, and so I walked and walked and walked. Then, to my relief, I saw someone, a girl. She was about my age, but she didn't look like any of the girls I knew. And I don't think I looked like any of the boys that she knew. Oh, she's really inspecting him, trying to work him out. She's looking at his clothes and his shoes and his glasses. She even tries them on. She seems very confused about this stranger. She took me to meet her family, and what a family it was. They looked very strange, but they were kind to me and gave me some stew. I couldn't understand anything that they were saying, though I worked out my new friend's name was Om. Then I must have fallen to sleep. The next morning, Om showed me around the camp. Everyone seemed so busy and had a job to do. Over the next few days, I saw so much I'd never seen before. Om's people had no knives and forks, no plastic, no metal even. Everything they had was made of wood, stone, animal skins, and bones. I saw them making fire by striking flint stones together or turning a wooden drill. Fire is used for cooking, to keep warm, and sometimes to scare animals. I wonder why they might need to scare animals. I saw them making tools by flint knapping. The flints are chipped, trimmed and sharpened, then made into knives, spearheads and scrapers for cleaning animals. I had a go, but it was very difficult. I saw them using tools. Tools are used to make wood, antlers, bones into bowls, spears and ornaments. Cutting a slice out of a bone, sharpening it on a grindstone, piercing a hole. It made a sewing needle. I saw them making ornaments and throwing a stick using a throwing spear faster and further. I saw them preparing and using animal skins. Oh dear, I saw them skinning a deer, scraping the hide clean, drying it, cutting it, piercing holes and sewing it together. And that's how they made their clothes. I saw them using skins to repair a tent, cutting meat, drying meat and drying fish, boiling soup by putting a red-hot stone in a leather bag. I saw them grilling meat. And I saw them smoking meat. They look like little tents, don't they? One afternoon, we went to the river. The little ones picked berries and nuts, but Ohm and I watched the men fishing. They held their pointed spears high and stood as still as trees. Then suddenly, swoosh! Their spears dropped down like lightning and came up again, spiking wriggling silver fish. Suddenly, a boy ran up, shouting and pointing to the hills. At once, several people grabbed their spears and followed him. Ohm and I followed them too. I wonder what he was shouting about. Slowly, we crept forwards until we saw a reindeer. It was standing alone, munching grass. At a signal, the others ran towards it, yelling and throwing their spears. Ohm and I didn't have spears, but we yelled anyway. It was so exciting. A spear caught the reindeer in its side, and it fell to the ground. That night, we had a party to celebrate. We cooked the reindeer over a great fire, and there was music and dancing. I joined in on air guitar. As the days became weeks, Ohm and her people taught me many things. I was very happy. Then one day, Ohm took me to a special place. We walked a long way until we found the mouth of a cave. Ohm struck flints together to make fire. She lit a torch, and we went in. There they are at the cave. What can you see on the walls of this cave? It took me a moment to realise the animals were only paintings. In the flickering light of the torch, they looked real, and as if they were running all around us. Ohm went over to the tools and paints the artist had left and began to draw. Oh, look at what she's drawing. You might need to remember that for later. Suddenly, I saw something move in the darkness. It was a bear, a big, ferocious cave bear. I shouted at Ohm to run and turned to face the bear with my spear. I felt very small. And I found myself falling down, down, down. We've seen this picture before in this book, right at the beginning. When I woke up, the bear had gone, and so had Ohm. I rushed outside. The air felt different and warmer. I walked a long way, calling for Ohm, but I never found her. Instead, I found I was back home. When I told my family what had happened, they didn't believe me. They said I'd only been gone a few hours, and I must have fallen asleep and dreamt it. Years passed, but I never forgot my friend Ohm. I'm an archaeologist now. That's me in the glasses. Everywhere I go, I look in the past for signs of Ohm, and I never stop learning from her and her people. Was it a dream? Maybe. Or maybe not.